Hey guys. Hey there, hi there, ho there, and hello there. You awesome nerdy degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Your Friendly Neighborhood Oklahoma. I am your amazing host, Nick, aka the Oklahoma, and I'm so glad to be back again. I know I always say that, but it's kind of becoming a habit, and it's also a nervous tick, so here we go again. Video number 2 of this podcast. This is episode 19, I believe. So if you've not even ever heard of this podcast and are kind of confused well, I've only seen 18 and 19. Where the fuck is 1 through 17? Well, you're in luck. You can find it on Apple, Google, Spotify, Anchor for all the audio versions of those episodes because I unfortunately didn't have the courage nor the balls mainly didn't have the knowledge or the equipment per se to do a proper video / audio pulling podcast, whatever you want to call it. So if you are a little bit behind and want to look at the earlier episodes, go find it. I usually drop the links when I debut the episode, but I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, go look up Your Friendly Neighborhood Oklahoma on Apple, Google, Spotify, and if by chance you have Anchor, and enjoy. As always, it is Wednesday on my recording, so it is Wednesday, my dudes and dudettes. I always fuck that up, and kind of got a little bit to go over. I have quite a bit that I've wanted to. I've been trying to stay ahead of the game. As this podcast grows, I try to stay on top of everything. So I've been starting to try and take notes as soon as the previous week's episode ends. And so over the weekend, I kind of just add a little bit of tidbits into my notes. And so that way I can present them on this day. But yeah, what have I been up to in the last week since you guys last watched or heard from me? Mainly just work. I've also, let's see, what did we do over the weekend? With the prices of going up around everywhere across the country, haven't been doing much of anything because I've been trying to just save money, as is my girlfriend. So we're just kind of just like kicking back and relaxing and stuff like that because we don't want to be too broke. But yeah, it was pretty much a chill day at home. I mowed my lawn. I almost hated it, the fact that when I did it on Sunday, because I was going to push it off till this coming weekend, but because it was just getting way too long. But it had just rained that morning. I didn't want to do it. It looked like the damn fucking jungle out there. Especially my backyard is the worst. There's stuff growing up out of everywhere. I don't understand how it grows that fast. I don't do anything to it. It just gets watered. Grass is weird. But no, I mowed it. I died. I came back to life. And then I appreciated myself for doing it just for the fact of, because the next 2.5 days, if you count today, it has done nothing but rain. And so it would have been just growing a lot faster. And then this weekend, when I just want to kick back and relax, I would have been fucking mowing. And I know I am one of those guys that does enjoy mowing my lawn, but at the same time, I don't like doing it when it's too long and it kills my mower. And I also don't want to be too hot and humid. So yeah, you do it. I don't have enough money to hire a gardener or a lawn care service, so I do it myself. And plus I get the satisfaction of doing it myself. I need to touch up my mic real quick. I'm looking at it and it's completely off just a little bit, so I'm just going to tweak it. So if this audio changes just a little bit, just know I'm tinkering with things that I probably shouldn't be tinkering with, but yeah, okay. Not sure if that makes it any better or not, but video number 2 had again. I promise next week it's going to look a little bit better, this is going to look a little bit better just for the fact of I do have getting my hair cut, so that's a plus. My beard will be all nice and better looking and all that, but So I look more presentable to those of you that are watching this instead of hearing it. If you're hearing it, congratulations, you lucked out. I have a voice for, or I have a face for radio, in my personal opinion. Where was I going? I guess we can kind of dive in to the list that I have. Like I said, I have a decent list in my opinion of what is been going on or like what I want to cover and stuff like that. Oh, quick rewind to what's been to catch up with me because surely like to believe that you guys do somewhat tune in to kind of get to know me a little bit better and are interested in my life and stuff like that. I've been looking for more cons to start going to and all that around here in the Oklahoma area or close to the Oklahoma area. The closest or the one that's happening closest to us that's going to be the most recent or current one, soonish one, either way, is the Dallas Fan Expo. Unfortunately, that's during Father's Day weekend, and even though I am a stepdad myself, I unfortunately will not be able to attend the Dallas Fan Expo, which I guess if I look at the silver lining, I'm saving money by not going to Dallas, but at the same time, I'm missing something I really want to go to because apparently the Dallas Fan Expo was extremely huge, and it's a great event to network with like-minded individuals such as myself, such as what you guys are into. I did it. I went over it on a recent episode, not a recent, but a previous episode about the panel that they were going to have there. It was just ginormous, and I was looking forward to it. And then I talked to my girlfriend, and then we realized that it is Father's Day weekend. So unfortunately, that won't be happening because I believe I also have some family coming up that same weekend for Father's Day. So I'm not going to be selfish. I'm not going to wander on down to Dallas and go gallivant with other nerds and other great people. So you'll just hear about you'll hear me complain about it after that weekend passes and I come back to do another episode. But the next one that is, I believe it's in July. Tickets are relatively cheap. It is in the OKC area, so lucky me, I don't have to travel that far. I don't have to get a hotel. I can literally go there, hang out, come home, boom, done. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's going to be presented by New World Comics here in OKC. I have not checked out their store yet, but it is on my to-do list. Like I said, I currently get my comics and nerd memorabilia from DZ Comics in Moore, Oklahoma. So if you've not checked them out, go check them out. But I'm also going to be checking out New World Comics here in OKC, and we'll be coming back with my review and possibly a new closer store for moi. But enough about me. We can push on, and I actually brought a drink tonight so I don't get too thirsty. I can actually stay hydrated and try and put on the best shit show of this week for you guys. I also did buy a Ethernet cable. I think I might have bought a little bit too big of a longer one than I needed, but size matters in Ethernet cables, guys. Don't let anyone tell you any differently. But no, now I am hooked up to the interwebs of the Wi-Fi that I have here. And so hopefully, it didn't happen on the last episode, but I know when I do video with other people, apparently I drop into the matrix. So this cable is going to help prevent that, but I did run it. That's what it's running on tonight. So hopefully, fingers crossed that it runs just a little bit more smoothly tonight. Maybe it looks a little bit better than last week's episode. I've been getting a lot of feedback from doing this and stuff like that. And shout out to the 5 subscribers that jumped on my YouTube channel right away after the only first video. You guys are appreciated. Also, the 21 views that I've got on it, honestly, all of those were larger numbers than I anticipated. So all you guys fucking rock. So thank you for that. But again, enough about me. I know you want to like just give us what we're here for, Oklahoma. That's what we're here for. So I came across some news. Apparently, we all know that Kevin Feige is now our new Marvel god, right under Stan Lee. In my opinion, that's what I go out of because Stan Lee was a phenomenal man. We still love him to death. Still love seeing his work going out there. But Kevin Feige has kind of stepped into those shoes. He's not a comic creator, but he's a big. I assume he's a big Marvel fan, and he's doing a phenomenal job as to what's going on as of lately. So Kevin Feige is, and I quote, he is searching for, and I quote, I'm sorry, there we go. He is searching for, and I quote, a big name to direct the MCU's reboot of the Fantastic Four, the First Family. And I'm not entirely sure who I would suggest to do it. Some people are suggesting J.J. Abrams. I don't know if I'm on board with that, considering the fact that he low-key kind of botched the Star Wars, what was it, the Force Awakens. He kind of botched it. So I'm not saying he's an overall bad director. Maybe just Star Wars wasn't his forte, and maybe he should just maybe swing into Marvel and see how that goes. But we'll see. Nothing has been breached to or reached the surface as to who any running candidates are. But as soon as I know, you'll know. If you don't already know, but if you already know when I know, then we'll just both know together. But yeah. But also speaking of Kevin Feige, does anyone know that the fact that we got this close to having Kevin Feige run DC, the DC universe, opposed to Marvel? Could you imagine the what world we would be in if Kevin Feige was part of the DC universe? Which I'm by no means am I knocking the DC universe. They have a lot of stuff that has potential. They just have a hard time executing it. In my opinion, I know all my DC fanboys and fangirls, that might rattle your cage a little bit, but I keep an open mind when it comes to DC. It's just not something I'm very well interested in. By all means, teach me more about it. I'm cool with that. It's just I'm not. I played Batman when I was a kid. I broke my arm playing on the back of a couch playing Batman. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit scarred. Do you ever think about that? No. You don't ask the Oklahoma these questions. You just assume that he's just out to get DC because he doesn't talk about anything DC. No, I just don't know much about DC. If you know more about DC than I do and you want to come on the show, holler at me. I'll bring you on. You could school me. I'll look up questions just to ask you. I'll throw little facts at you just so I seem a little bit smart on the fact. But no, I could only I don't know if Marvel would have tanked had he had gone to DC opposed to Marvel. Apparently he had like a feud with one of Marvel's employees. I don't remember who it was or what the feud was. I just briefly read the article and stuff like that. And so, I don't know. I'm just glad the cards that we were dealt, that Kevin Feige stayed with, decided to go with Marvel. Decided to go with Marvel because he has done phenomenal. I can't wait to see what more he does. It's just been perfect, in my opinion. But we'll keep trucking forward. Fuck. I sometimes feel like before I do these, now that I'm doing videos and stuff like that, I just rewatched Anchorman because now it's on Netflix. I rewatched Anchorman and how Ron Burgundy gets into, right before the camera starts rolling, he's shouting these not obscenities, but just like these off the wall like words, just trying to get his mouth movements in correct order. And I feel like that's what I need to start doing so I don't stumble as much over my words and have like awkward pauses and stuff like that. I'm probably gonna have awkward pauses because I am an awkward person myself. But yeah, just to kind of get it's like muscle memory, just so I'm warmed up, like it's like stretching before like working out or going to do an activity and stuff like that. But I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. Maybe I'll get a better product from myself. So we're going to test that theory next week. But moving on, as you all know, The Boys finally dropped on Amazon Prime last week. It actually dropped earlier than the original Friday that it was supposed to. It was like a gift to us. And they didn't drop just one episode, not 2 episodes, but count them, 3. Yes, we got 3 full episodes of The Boys to start last weekend off absolutely perfectly. And I immediately so I'm watching episode 1 of season 3, and spoiler alert, I know a lot of you have already watched it. I don't know if you've watched it, but go ahead and spoiler alert. When they said when they were shooting this season that they were going to push the envelope, they did not fucking lie. Like, I understand the Boys comic is graphic as is, but when they told everyone they were going to push the limits of this season, I wasn't sure what that meant. Episode 1 completely brought it full circle as to what they meant. And I say that because the whole SOOOO, who is named Termite, crawling up into his boyfriend's dick hole and then sneezing because he had cocaine in his nose and then exploding his boyfriend from the outside in or inside out was absolutely caught me off guard. And let me put it this way, it was so off the wall that my girlfriend is sitting next to me and she's on her phone and she's watching TikToks or she's reading. I can't remember which one, or she was doing both. She's a great multitasker. But she pauses her phone and just sees this happen. In not even asking me, she just looks at me. What the fuck are you watching? And I bust up laughing. I have to explain to her, like I just told you how they said they were going to push the envelope, and there was a lot of. I did not expect to see that much penis in The Boys. Like it just, let alone that scene. And so I tell you that story because I've been trying to get my girlfriend to watch The Boys ever since I got introduced to it, and now that there's 3 seasons out. Granted, the new episode is every Friday. She decided that she was like, "Hey, let's watch from season 1 to season 3 together." I'm like, "All right, cool. I like rewatching. I might have missed some stuff," and which I did, because I was getting off in night shifts at my old job at the time, and I tried to watch, and just I get the Forrest Whitaker eye, trying to stay awake, and it's all bad for everybody. So I missed some stuff. I doze off, but. We rewatched and binged it over the weekend. We just finished episode 3 tonight, and we absolutely love it. It's been phenomenal. I love that she got into it. She actually said it's interesting. It's kind of a different take on superhero movies. She doesn't like how gory it is, and I get it. I love how gory it is. I love the crude humor, which she appreciates the crude humor to an extent. But the gore, apparently her stomach just it doesn't set well. But no, we love it. I love it. I can't wait to see how the rest of the season goes. And Butcher becoming a temp soup is mind-boggling. And I want to see how that plays out as well. And I guess I'm just gonna have to start doing each week I can go over The Boys just more and more. I just don't want to get repetitive because I got a feeling, and it's just a theory, that you guys possibly got a little bit got a stale vibe when I kept talking about the whole Doctor Strange thing over the few weeks kind of leading up to it. So I'm kind of trying to change things up. But what I don't think anyone realizes is that podcasts like this, we have to get our content out. We don't have to. We like to get our content out within a certain understandable time frame, because nobody really releases on the weekends. They may record on the weekends, but they won't release until like Tuesday, Wednesday-ish to kind of stay current and stuff like that. So we don't want to have to wait for the whole season to end and then rehash it, which some podcasts do. That they will wait it out and they handle it phenomenally. So bravo to you guys. I unfortunately am still new into this whole thing and trying to keep it lively at the most. But I also don't have a host or a guest host nor a co-host, nor a guest. I'm sorry. I think I might have the hiccup. No, that was just a burp. But it just gets kind of hard to do sometimes being here talking to myself, talking to the camera because there's no one physically here, and so I'm trying to just get things to stay as lively as possible with just me. Another reason why I wear the fucking suit is because it's a gimmick. It's a shtick. It's kind of off the wall. Kind of keeps like, hey, this dude's doing reviews on stuff and giving his opinion in the Spider-Man suit. It's kind of funny. Kind of like off Step Brothers. The suits, they're funny. I get it. Yeah, like Seth Rogen said, he liked it. So hopefully you guys feel the same way. It brings kind of some kind of homey feeling, aka the Oklahoma. Get it? I'm corny, guys. You got to work with me here. So if you're like me and you grew up watching like the original MTV, I'm talking about like with the music videos, Ren and Stimpy, Daria. Oh yeah, I'm throwing all like and Beavis and Butthead, which is why I'm bringing this next topic up. So we all remember Beavis and Butthead. It was completely crude. It was completely fucking funny. It was way like we could watch music videos, but we also got like anime out of it. But it was like stupid anime. But we loved it. It was just wholesome. It was great. And so a while back, Mike Judd had said that he was going to bring back Beavis and Butthead, as well as bring back King of the Hill. He's going to revamp King of the Hill. Still no details on that yet, but as soon as I find out, I promise you guys, that's going to be one of my headlines because I am a huge fan of King of the Hill. Love it. But Beavis and Butthead will officially be back on the silver screen in an extent. It won't be a series. It won't be like in theaters, but it is going strictly to streaming service, which will be on Paramount. The Beavis and Butthead are back, and they are doing the universe. It's literally, that's what it's titled. Beavis and Butthead do the universe. We already had Beavis and Butthead do America, so now we have Beavis and Butthead do the universe. And I watched the trailer. I absolutely loved the trailer, by the way. It was funny. It was like a throwback. It was nostalgic. It was just perfect. It's still like the same, like, quote unquote crappy drawing, but that's what like we wanted it to be, is because it reminds us of a simpler time, if you will. But yeah, I'm not gonna. If you haven't watched the trailer, go watch it. It's on YouTube. It's not that hard to go fucking watch it. And I can't really give any spoilers, but I will say I've noticed that a lot of people are jumping on the multiverse train because you see in this trailer that you're going to see different versions of Beavis and Butthead throughout the movie, and I'm fucking here for it. Like, this is some things I feel like you can only piggyback in films and all that before you get caught and you just flop. This was not one of them, at least in my opinion. So I look forward to it. It comes out June 23rd, so only in a few weeks, and you can watch it. A lot of you are pirates. You're going to bootleg it. I applaud you. Go do what you will. But I, for some reason, bought Paramount thinking Halo was going to be good. It was not. Luckily, there's other shows on there that I like, so it kind of leveled itself out. Still not happy that I bought Paramount or subscribed to it, but, you know, it is what it is. My girlfriend's making cookies, and I can smell them coming through the door. So I'm already hungry, and so I'm a big like foodie, and I love sweets, and so she's making homemade cookies. So if you catch me off guard, aside from my awkwardness, it's because I can smell the cookies coming in, and I'm looking really forward to. Sorry, guys. Downside of the video, I have something in my. Oh, yep, there was something in my teeth. That's gross. That's awesome. That's gonna be on video. So we all remember how Disney Plus, they started to release all their stuff like series wise, each episode every Wednesday. It started with Kenobi. The most recent, it didn't start with Kenobi, but like the series, the most recent one was Kenobi. So this week, as today, Ms.Marvel debuted. And if you guys remember my routine is when Disney does this stuff now, I wake up at my normal time of 4 o'clock in the morning. I do my workouts. I kind of wake myself up, get about my day, start the day on the right foot. And so now that Miss Marvel was out, Miss Marvel and Kenobi drop on the or debut episodes on Wednesdays. I have to watch both of them, so that way I don't spoil anything or see any spoilers throughout the day. So yes, I have now started that routine again every Wednesday. Or now that Miss Marvel is out, that's what I'm doing. I watched the first episode. I absolutely loved it. The character of Kamala Khan is great. She's witty. She's funny. She's smart. She is very. What's the word I'm looking for? She's like us. She loves the whole superhero shtick. And granted, they live in a universe where these guys are real, and so, and they're from Jersey, just no Jersey tans, and they're not fist pumping in the show. But I like the background they have there. She's Pakistani. I believe she's Pakistani. But I love the family culture that they have. They kind of look into that. It's how the household is. Her father is a fucking treasure, and I want to see him more in the Marvel universe. Just like they introduce us to these characters, and we want them to stay in our lives forever. And so when you watch it, just you'll see what I get at. But the colors that are in the show reminded me of Thor Ragnarok, the kind of like the Taiki Waititi vibe, but he's not the one that did it. I know, and granted, this is a show based around Captain Marvel. I know you all have your reserved comments, not even necessarily reserved, that Captain Marvel was a horrible Marvel film. I disagree. I'll play devil's advocate. I think there were good parts to Captain Marvel, and I look forward to Captain Marvel 2, Meet the Marvels, which will have Monica Rambeau and Kamala Khan after this is over, and all that. But no, I have seen everyone bashing Ms. Marvel. I don't understand why still. It was a phenomenal. I feel like the first episode was really good. It was funny. It had a lot of information. It paid a lot of homage to fallen heroes that we've lost, and I love that. I love that how in Phase 4 that the ones that we've lost they pay homage to, and it's like it's not like they're just brushing them on the road. Like they're still thought about and all that. And there is, surprisingly enough, the first episode, there is a mid-credit scene. So if you haven't watched it yet, obviously you can fast forward. Luckily, that's a good thing about Disney Plus is that I don't have to wait for the credits to roll. I can literally skip credits. There's an option that literally says skip credits, and it goes straight to the mid-credit scene and then the post-credit scene. And I love that. So, but there is a mid-credit scene. Watch it. It doesn't give too much detail, but it gives you just enough to to wait to the next episode. I know a lot of you are not going to watch it or wait till it's all the way out to watch it, but I personally loved it. I look forward to it. Yeah, it's that. But they also did introduce something that I would love, and I talked to a couple of my buddies at work about this. And I see everybody on Twitter, or not everybody, but I see quite a bit of people on Twitter talking about it. So I earlier mentioned how there are like Comic Cons that I'm trying to go to cosplay and stuff like that. In the show, you'll hear and see about Avengers Con. Seeing it in that show, I hope that after this show is completely done, they bring Avengers Con to life. I would love to go to an Avengers Con and meet all the other Marvel fans, such as myself. I think it would be fun to cosplay there. I would love to meet other people there, and no matter where it was, I would probably buy a plane ticket and go to it. I just think it'd be absolutely fun. It would be like Comic Con is in San Diego. I feel like it would be that big of a thing, or a Marvel Con, if you will. We could do a Marvel Con. I think that'd be a lot more fun to do. So it's not strictly just based around the Avengers. So yeah, I think maybe if anyone's listening, we can kind of start a petition, kind of get this going, get it trending somewhere. Maybe we can get this going by the end of Phase 4 or even during Phase 4. I'll be the first one to sign. But to break away from Marvel just for an eensy weensy bit, to get more nostalgic again. So I'm not a big gamer, but I'm a slight gamer, and I grew up with a PlayStation, a Nintendo 64, a Sega. I kind of went through the systems, but I want to kind of hone in on Nintendo 64. We all remember playing it, and I know we all loved it, and that was 007 GoldenEye. And we always talked about, oh, if it ever got remade, I'm gonna hop on that as soon as it's released. Well, congratulations, guys! The release date or announcement, we should say, for it to be remastered is on its way. And I read that news, and I instantly was like, "Holy shit! Yeah, like, shut up and take my money. Like, I'm all here for it." The GoldenEye was perfect. The little spin-off, Perfect Dark, I love that. It was just fun. You could piss off everybody with the golden gun. The cheat code with the big heads was always fun. Just everything about that game was just absolutely perfect. And again, it takes you back to a simpler time the more you think about it. And I don't know. I hope it happens. I don't know what system I don't even can't even begin to think what system it would come out on. But best believe I'm gonna get on it. And speaking of games, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is releasing October 20 something October, and they just released their trailer today. No gameplay trailer, just the trailer of the cinematics and all that, and it looks phenomenal. I actually am going to probably more than likely 100% buy this game when it comes out because I haven't been playing Call of Duty recently in like the last maybe few months because one, I got kind of burnt out on it because the events they throw in there are fucking stupid. The hackers are ungodly. Like I just go in there and I just want to play, like just let off some steam, and I'm getting fucking two feet in and getting sniped through a fucking wall. And their anti hacker whatever algorithm is all fucked off. It's not doing a damn thing. It's pissing people off. And then Vanguard was a complete trash game, and I feel like a lot of you will agree, but Vanguard was trash. Cold War was but the original one that they branched off to have Warzone with when you were in Verdansk and stuff like that was absolutely... I loved Verdansk. I wasn't that great. I'm still a trash player, but I had fun, damn it. But no, I feel like with how Activision is now in charge of Blizzard and stuff like that, bottom out. So I feel like they're going to try and do it right. And it look from the cinematics, it looks like it's going to be great. And I just hope to God they don't do events like they're doing right now with the whole Godzilla versus King Kong stupid bullshit. It's just a waste of fucking time and money. And so I haven't played. But this one I am buying. I look forward to getting it. When it comes out, I will start dropping my gamer tag. If you guys like playing with a trash can, hit me up. Add me. I'm on Xbox. I am Team Xbox. I want a PlayStation just to play Spider-Man, but I am Team Xbox. I can't thwip on Xbox, apparently. Unfortunately, too. I tried. But anyways, enough about my self-wallowing and the fact that I can't thwip on Xbox. Some other big news that just got greenlit, and it caught me off guard. There was rumor a while back, actually even when the movie ended, and that was Joaquin Phoenix's The Joker, which was a phenomenal movie. I underestimated that movie. Point blank, I underestimated that movie. Was it really long? Yes. Did I hate it? No. Was it slow? Yes, but it paid off so big in the end. But it kept you, even though it was slow, it kept you interested through like the whole movie, which I absolutely loved. But the way it ended, we were like, well, there has to be a sequel. You can't just do that and not give us a sequel. Well, Joaquin Phoenix and Jason, or I can't remember the guy's name, and I don't want to, I'm not going to try and fuck it up. But the director or producer had said that they had discussed a potential sequel. And we're like, okay, cool. And it kind of caught some steam, but then it like kind of just died out. Nobody heard from it again. Well, then all of a sudden they drop a fucking bombshell on us yesterday that the Joker 2 has been greenlit. They have the script and everything. And the way they dropped it is they showed like the script cover. It says Joker something. It's written in like, it looks like French, which purely that's exactly what that movie was. It has that vibe. And then it shows Joaquin Phoenix just reading it. And that's just like the cherry to sell it. And that's all they said. There's no synopsis leaked out yet. There's no date set for it yet, but it has officially been greenlit, and I am ecstatic. And before any of you make any speculation, we will not see Robert Pattinson's Batman facing that Joker. This is a completely different Joker. So, and I'm glad they're not going to introduce his Joker with his. They're setting two different timelines. Cannot happen. And I think it's just kind of like how they did. It's a different story, like kind of like how they did the X-Men, and then they had Logan, Old Man Logan, two different like times and all that. And one was a different Logan was a different comic than the X-Men storyline they were going with. And so yeah, but no, it's coming out. Don't know when. As it knows, I'm going to be tracking that one for a minute because that was such a phenomenal movie. Very well done. Again, I underestimated it. I thought Joaquin Phoenix would flop. No, absolutely killed it. So bravo. Look forward to it. Speaking of things coming to be filming soon, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. July 4th, when you pop fireworks, you'll also be knowing that the official Blade reboot is starting to film. Absolutely. I cannot pronounce the guy's name, so I don't want to like butcher it, but I think it's Marshawn Ali. I'm gonna try to pronounce that a little bit better as I get more information. But no, I've been trying to figure out when we are gonna get this. Blade's gonna start filming. I actually thought for a little bit it had already started. No, they just announced it and who's gonna play Blade. And Mr. Ali, who is gonna play the role of Blade, looks like a young fucking Wesley Snipes, like to the fucking T. So bravo on that casting. They did absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait to see him. We got our first hint at this Blade at one of the post-credit scenes in Eternals when it's Dan Whitman and he's looking at the sword, and the sword is doing some kind of weird shit as he's like speaking in tongues, and you hear Blade in the background. You sure you want to do that? You know the burden that comes with it, and it just goes black. So, and obviously Dane Whitman's going to play the Black Knight, allegedly. But that's I look forward to that. I'm glad that Blade will be set in the present Marvel. Well, I don't know if it'll be a prequel or not a prequel, but like an origin story, if you will, of Blade. But I think they're going to do it. I have full confidence actually in Blade, and I look really forward to it. I'd like to see it release around like the anniversary date of the original Blade, which I believe was in August of 1998. I know it's in 1998. Just don't quote me on which month. But the original Blade was an absolutely Marvel masterpiece and the first rated R Marvel movie. It was phenomenal. So, and I don't know if they're on Netflix anymore, but if you go check Netflix and they're there, I think it's Blade 1, 2, and 3, Blade Trinity. Go watch them before they're taken off of Netflix. They're phenomenal movies. The other two were Blade 2 and Blade Trinity are kind of but Blade 1 for sure, go watch it. But yeah. What else did I have to go? Oh. So obviously the Oklahoma is a big Spider-Man fan. So if you're in the Marvel and you know that all the stuff that has been bought by Disney and Marvel, they have obtained the rights to Deadpool. Mr. Wade Wilson himself. Spider-Man's in the comic best friend and who they absolutely hate one another. Well, Deadpool loves him. Team Red all the way. No, Deadpool 3, the writers have confirmed that Disney is not interfering. It's still going to be produced by Disney, but it will not be, and I quote, Disneyfied, which I am so happy to hear that. And it will be rated R. and I'm hoping that they stick to that. Disney, they said the only thing that Disney will, obviously Disney will have to give the final approval, but they're pretty much giving the writers free reign on Deadpool, which I know all of the fans of Deadpool are ecstatic for. I'm for one ecstatic for, because I want to see Deadpool enter the MCU in true Deadpool fashion, and I also want to see Deadpool interact with Spider-Man at one point, along with like several other characters. But by comic wise and like cartoon wise, I just want to see the interaction between Deadpool and some other Spider-Man. I don't care if it's Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, or Tobey Maguire. I need him to interact with a Spider-Man. It's just going to be fucking phenomenal. But yeah, it's I'm hoping that it stays that way, where Disney doesn't dictate it has to be family friendly. But as of right now, it's going to be rated R. It's going to be not Disney-fied. It's going to be pure Deadpool fashion. So pretty much they said it's good to have the band back together, and I know Ryan Reynolds is looking forward to this as well. He is our forever Deadpool. So congrats. Let's move forward and see where it goes. If you guys have been watching, if you've been watching, I know you guys have been watching how Kenobi's been going on Netflix. Episode 4, honestly, to me, episode 4 was kind of but Obi-Wan kind of grew a pair of balls, and I think he's coming back to be the badass Jedi that he once was. I won't spoil anything at the moment, but I did watch episodes 1, 2, and 3, and obviously I've watched 4 this morning at 4 in the morning. It was actually 5, but who's really counting? But yeah, I love seeing Hayden Christensen's Vader. It was terrifying, but he has that anger, and I love seeing that. And I love hearing James Earl Jones's voice. For a man being 91, bravo, my man. You are going out there and you're still giving A1 quality voice. That voice is just, it's like the Morgan Freeman voice. You just know it, you hear it, and you love it. And so for the fact that he is praising that the voice of Darth Vader is absolutely perfect. I did love the small fight scene in episode 3. I wish we got to see more. I did like how it came full circle and you drag Obi-Wan through the fire as he left you in the fire of Mustafar. That was fucking perfect. I loved how that all kind of went down and all that. But no, Hayden Christensen said that he would love to do a spin-off series of how Vader came to power. And honestly, I'm all on board for it, because he can't do an origin story because we already know how Vader became Vader. That's what the prequels are for. I mean, come on, guys. But how Vader became, after he became Vader, how he became this huge intergalactic threat and just like fear of everybody. I would love to see how he came, like do it in another miniseries or however they want to do it. I'm on board for it. But no, I'm on board with that. Like Hayden Christensen, he's older, but he's wearing the mask. The only thing is that if they do decide to do this spinoff, like, will James Earl Jones be able to do it being, again, 91? But what you can do with today's technology is you have his voice on recording and you can deep fake it. It sucks, it won't be the same, but it'd be nice just to have that. But to get, I mean, they're already branching the whole timeline of Star Wars is absolutely crazy. And I don't mean that in a negative way by any means. It's just the branches are just like, it's like every time I look, there's a new Star Wars show, which I'm all on board for. There's just more and more to watch. But no, this is definitely one that I'm on board with. I would love to see it happen. I just don't know if it'll happen. I'm sure it's being looked at and we could potentially see it happening, but we'll see. Oh, man. But I do want to give a quick apology how last week's episode went. I listened to it, even though I edited it, I didn't grasp it until I listened to it the next day. And yes, I'm one of those people that, I don't know if anyone else does it, but after I kind of edited, I listened to it the next day, like on my way to work or while I'm at work, just because I guess I'm just that narcissist that likes to listen, but no, and it gives myself a view. Just kidding. I listened to it for quality assurance. And so I realized how hectic last week's episode sounded. Um, I was definitely all over the place. I apologize for that. I usually have a little bit of order. I think I was just excited being in the new man cave slash studio with the Amazing Spider-Man coming out on Netflix. There was just a lot of factors, and so if it seemed a little bit hectic and you didn't enjoy it, I apologize. I'm gonna do better. I always want to thrive to do better, and so yeah, I just want to apologize for that. But in closing, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close this out for tonight. I'm running at about 45 minutes, so that's about decent for me. Um, yeah. If you guys will, I would love obviously to get ratings, reviews from you guys on whatever platform you're listening to, and also do it on YouTube. Uh, I especially love the 5-star reviews, but I mean, I want you guys to be honest. If it's not what you thought it was going to be, let me know. But also, if you give me a bad review, leave it as to why you think it's bad or why you left the review that you did. If it's a 5-star, I'm just going to assume that you already love it, so that's all I want to hear. But always, if you want to, you can give a comment. That's what I'm here for. I love it. That my head gets bigger. Um, but no, check out the YouTube channel. The Your Friendly Neighborhood Oklahoma. It's easy to find. Same thing on Apple, Google, Spotify, Anchor. You can find it all on there. To leave all your reviews or in ratings, and also finding all the episodes because the only videos that you will see are on Spotify and YouTube, unfortunately. So sometimes you guys are just gonna have to, listen to this episode twice or watch this episode twice. I'm all for it. But no, find me on Twitter at the Oklahoma Pod. You can also find me on Instagram, friendly _neighborhood Oklahoma. Granted, my Instagram is more of my cosplay profile, but I do drop a lot of the podcasts like memes and episode drops on there. And then you can find Your Friendly Neighborhood Oklahoma podcast on Facebook as well. You don't have to type in podcast, but it's Your Friendly Neighborhood Oklahoma. It's very simple and easy to find. But in saying that, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. I have been searching and in the works of getting people to come on. I'm just nervous about doing it because my setup behind me is not the greatest. My video and audio quality is getting better. I just need to figure out how to put it all together so it's perfect. Because I also don't like opening episodes with no music because it just seems tacky. But a lot of that is a very hard thing to do due to a lot of copyright issues. So I'm working on that. Hopefully I figure it out soon. I feel like it brightens the episode if I can get music for intro and outro. But this has been Your Friendly Neighborhood Oklahoma. I've enjoyed talking with you guys this evening, this morning, this afternoon, and I hope you guys have a phenomenal day, and I will talk to you guys next time. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. Live your life. Love you guys. I'm out.